City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Trade Central.
Tēnā koutou katoa tonight on City News. Waiariki students celebrate their graduation marching in the city this morning. The Anne Sampson School of Ballet is holding their biennial performance next week and a record number of entries for next week's Rotorua School Trolley Derby. More than 2,000 students are being awarded this week across Waiariki campuses in one of the biggest calendar events for our region. Waiariki Institute of Technology Chief Executive Margaret Noble said graduation is the culmination of hard work, commitment and dedication by our students who come from a diverse range of backgrounds, ages and nationalities. This morning, students took part in the annual graduation procession at City Focus.
I think it's sort of just a celebration of all the success that our students have done. They've worked really hard. A lot of them have had to sort of juggle work, life, family, and I think just to get to this day for many of them it's been a big journey, so it's really great to celebrate with them.
What are your dreams for these graduates?
I hope that we're going to help them, that they've got the skills and knowledge to move on to successful careers. The first ceremony this morning was our nurses, and those will be going on, be working in the health sector and playing a really important part in the economy and society. And as we go through the rest of the day, we've got graduates from a whole wide range of disciplines, and some of them will go on to further study. Most will be going on into employment, and we just hope that we've given them all the skills and knowledge and just the enthusiasm, aptitude for life, and to move on.
Rotorua MP Todd McClay is encouraging local young people to apply for the 2015 Youth Awards. The awards will recognise 40 outstanding young people across 8 different categories. The awards celebrate qualities such as leadership and target young people who've supported youth activities in areas such as arts, culture or sports. There are also awards for active members of youth groups, youth with disabilities and individuals or organisations who've championed young people in any type of community activity. The awards also feature a special category this year, the Anzac Youth Award, which is for young people who've helped recognise the centenary of the Gallipoli landings or helped commemorate the Anzac spirit. He says last year local Ariana Cudby received the Changemaker Award, and nominations close on the 28th of April. For more information, visit myd.govt.nz. The Anne Sampson School of Ballet is holding their biennial performance next week, showcasing their students' dance talents. This year's show is called Behind the Wardrobe Door and will perform at the Sir Howard Morrison Performing Arts Centre.
And now this year, Behind the Wardrobe Door, it sounds pretty exciting. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, it's a family that go off on their summer vacation to Granny Mac's. And after a wee game of hide and seek, Granny Mac suggests that Cassidy hides in the wardrobe. And there she discovers that there's another side to this wardrobe, and she goes into this wonderful, magical winter wonderland.
Now, what age group are the students that you've got in this production?
From 5. This is the first year I haven't incorporated the new students. We've only had 6 weeks of this term. So it's a lot of undertaking, 2 performances in one day. So 5 years is quite young enough to start them.
Oh, very nice. That's very good. And where would we purchase our tickets from, and how much are they?
From the Convention Centre, Sir Howard Morrison's Performing Arts Centre, or online at Ticketmaster.
In sport tonight, a record 49 racers have entered for the Rotorua School Trolley Derby. The event has been held since 2013 and is in memory of local father Mike Donnelly. Rotorua School Principal Warwick Moyle says organisers are blown away by the increase in the numbers of karts racing this year. He says it's going to be an action-packed fun day for the whole family. Kaharua Road will be closed for the event, with the racetrack covering about 600 metres. Racing starts at 9 a.m. on Sunday the 22nd of March on Kaharua Road. To find out more, go to kaharua.school.nz/derby or facebook.com/Kaharua Trolley Derby. To your weather update now. Tonight, fine light winds, overnight a low of 13. Tomorrow, Wednesday, a few showers developing in the afternoon, light winds, a high of 23 and low of 15. Outlook to Thursday, early showers developing into rain, light winds, a high of 22 and low of 12. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, variable 5 knots but northeast 10 knots from the afternoon. Low waves, fine apart from a few afternoon or evening showers with fair visibility. Still to come tonight on City News, we meet Ian McLean from the Rotorua Lake Society and we find out about free fit classes being held at the Village Green.
City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Trade Central.
So I'm down here at the Rotorua lakefront, just having a nice lovely chat in the sun with Ian McLean from the Lakes Water Quality Society. Ian, let's talk about the Lakes Water Quality Society. How have you been? How have you all been?
Kia ora, we've been very well. We've been working hard. We've been working hard for 15 years and going back for that another 40 years for the lakes and some success.
Very nice. So what is your goal and what is your mission?
Our goal is to improve the water quality in the Rotorua lakes.
Absolutely. And how have you been going this far?
Well, it's been a long battle. It's been a long journey. Not so much a battle, but a journey. And particularly over the last 15 years, the public have responded, the councils have responded, and the lakes are getting cleaner, which is very satisfying indeed.
So you're really on the lake side, aren't you? You're really advocating for them. You're the voice of the lake. You need to tell everyone in our community what the lake wants, which is clean environment.
Yes, what the lake wants is what it doesn't want is nutrients coming into it. It doesn't want pollution. It wants to be cared for, and it wants to be respected. Its mana wants their mana want to be respected.
And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about respecting our lakes. What is it that we need to do more of in our community?
Well, the first thing we have to do, and which is well underway, is reducing the amount of nitrogen and phosphorus that flows into the lakes. A lot is happening now with sewage schemes, and the District Council is putting a huge amount of effort into the sewage schemes. That's very big. The Regional Council has done a lot of work in different ways, putting elements under the streams, weed harvesting in Rotorua, and it's got a huge amount of work underway too. One of the hard bits is the reduction of nutrient flows from the catchments, and in particular from farmland. But farmers in the catchment are showing great responsibility and recognising that in the long term they have to find a way to farm which will not cause harm to the lakes.
Now look at this beautiful roto behind us. It's in the heart of our city, but it's been on quite a journey, hasn't it? And not all of it's been great. So can we have a bit of background about this lake here, Lake Rotorua?
Well, Lake Rotorua was initially treated without respect since Pākehā came here. People didn't actually understand how much harm they were doing. And if you look over there behind the wastewater treatment plant, that used to be a rubbish dump. And the city used to just dump its rubbish in the lake. And it's taken a while to move away from that sort of attitude to an attitude of respecting the lakes. And it's gradually happened. It's happened with the sewerage and ongoing work and many millions of dollars. And it's now happening with community groups and it's happening with farmers as well as those living in houses around the lakes.
And so how is our lake currently, this Lake Rotorua here at the heart of our city?
It's improving remarkably at the moment. It was not expected. I never expected to see improvement like this in my lifetime. But the water quality is improving in Rotorua and in about half the other lakes. The work that's done is already showing results. The water's clearer, it's got less algae in it, and it's much better for swimming and it's much safer.
A symposium coming up, I hear.
Yes, well, one of the consequences as the water gets clearer is, as the water's clearer, there's more light comes down through the water, and as there's more light comes through, the weed grows much better, and it becomes important to manage the weed. And that's one of the challenges ahead of us now, and that's one of the main themes of the symposium. And the other theme relates to wallabies and animal pests around lakes like Okataina and Tarawera.
So what are we doing for the symposium?
Well, the symposium, let's talk about the lakeweed a moment if we could.
Absolutely.
At the present time, there are three ways in which lakeweed is being managed. Here along the lakefront, occasionally there's big piles of weed come up, and that's dealt with in a very clumsy and costly way, using diggers just to dig it out and put it onto trucks. That's one. The second way it's being dealt with across most of the lakes is to keep ramps, boat ramps and popular beaches open, and that's done by spraying. And that's worked well for the very limited areas. And the final way in which lakeweed's being managed is a new way at Rotorua, and it's weed harvesting. And there's a weed harvester there which very successfully has been taking weed out of the lake, and that with it removes nutrients and it helps to improve the quality of lake water.
So stay right there, Rotorua. We're going to come back after the break to talk about what we're going to do for the Lake Water Quality Symposium for 2015. So welcome back, and again we're with Ian from the Lake Water Quality Society. Ian, we've got a symposium coming up. Please talk us through it.
Okay, the symposium's unusual, and there's probably never been one like it in the world. It's got two themes, lakeweed and wallabies. The first day of the symposium, which is on Thursday this week, is about lakeweed. And we're trying to bring together the best science from the world and from New Zealand and the best experience to develop a way of managing lakeweed in our lakes as well as possible. We've got a keynote speaker from California who's one of the United States experts in weed management. We've got scientists from NIWA, the government institute which deals with fresh water. And we've got other speakers from the local community who've been in organisations who've been involved with lakeweed. So that's the first day, and that's all about lakeweed.
And so are we invited?
Yes, you're invited. You're definitely invited. You're invited, and we hope as many people will come as possible. It costs $100 if you're a member of the Lakes Water Quality Society, which really just covers the food, and organisations $250 per person. So come along.
Yeah, and so what have we got to look forward to the next day?
The next day is about wallabies, and other animal pests around lakes like Okataina. And we've got people who are talking about the wallabies, talking about control of them, talking about who should pay, talking about how it should be managed, talking about poisoning, how that should be dealt with, and consents. So that's the second day, is wallabies. Before symposium proper, we've got a field day which is going to Lake Okataina and going down the lake and going to have a look at one of the areas where wallabies and deer have been fenced out of, and then going to Rotorua to look at weed harvesting there.
Very nice. Now let's talk about the introduction of these pests to New Zealand. Why?
Well, that's a interesting story. It's when the Pākehā came to New Zealand, some of them wanted to bring a bit of home with them, and so they brought all sorts of creatures.
Understandable.
All sorts of creatures. But Sir George Grey apparently brought the wallabies. Now why he did, goodness only knows. He was governor of South Australia, a lieutenant governor, what he was called, of South Australia, before he came to New Zealand, and he must have met the wallabies there and liked them, and so he took them to Kawau Island, and they're still there, and there's the biggest infestation is here. There are also some down the South Island in South Canterbury.
Now, so I understand that, okay, he brought them over because it was something that he liked and something that he enjoyed, but aren't they now going extinct in Australia?
Well, that's the interesting thing, and it's a bit like possums. Here in Australia, they are concerned about them being extinct, but here they're just a pest causing damage. And causing damage, the way they cause damage is they graze on the understory of the forest, the plants growing up on the forest floor, and because of that they can erosion on steep slopes will increase, and the regeneration of the forest is hindered. Nobody else in New Zealand is very much worried about it, and yet they're gradually spreading out, and there's a real danger they'll get into the main ranges, and they'll be much harder to eradicate.
Yeah, I can understand that our forests are nice and lush and green, just a fruitful place for wallabies and pests to survive, but doesn't Australia want them back?
Well, if we could get them.
Couldn't they come over and perhaps collect a whole bunch of them, or maybe all of them, and take them home? Because they're...
Well, they'd have to do just a little bit better than the Australian cricket team does in catching, in order to catch all the wallabies here.
Okay, so let's talk about, Friday. I understand that we're going to talk about pests and all the rest of it,
yes.
And it's going to be a bit exciting because it's not just indoors, is it?
No, on Thursday's outside. Wednesday's outside, and there's the field trip, and we'll see exactly what's happening in the field.
Very, very good. So for anyone out there in our Rotorua community that would like more information about the symposium for 2015, where would they find that?
Best way is to find it on the internet and do a Google search for LWQS, Lakes Water Quality Society. And on our website there's all the information about the symposium and a bit about the society, how to register, how to get more information still. LWQS, Lakes Water Quality Society. Google
Thank you
it.
very much, Ian. Well, there you have it. He said Google it, so I'd take his advice. I would Google it. And a big thank you to you, Ian McLean, for helping to do just that, keeping our lakes and area clean.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Good evening, Rotorua. If you're wondering why I'm not quite dressed in my usual work attire, it's because it's called for sweat top, some smelly stinky running shoes and a good pair of running pants today. Free Fit. Some wonderful free fitness classes that I've happened to stumble upon down here at the Rotorua Lakefront and Village Green. But who's running these classes? An inspiring individual and his partner Tony. Warren, tell us about Free Fit.
Okay, so Free Fit is basically a community fitness initiative that's obviously it's free, and we just invite whānaus, children, just everybody from the community to come down and get some free fitness.
And why was this initiative started?
I started this probably about 2 years ago, so this is our second year running. It was in a time where I was kind of depressed, and I sort of used fitness as a way to get myself back on my feet. I started with a few bros, just all in the same position around depression and feeling a bit down, and then it grew from there to what we have today.
And what impact did you find that fitness had on your body back then when you were suffering from depression?
Yeah, I've always had fitness in my life, right from the age of like 13. I've used that to overcome things like bullying and whatever stresses that I've had. So it was just, again, a way of finding myself through fitness, what I've always had a passion for, and picking myself up physically and actually mentally, and pick myself up in every other way.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. And so you used to have a wonderful girl who used to come down and train, and now she's a trainer.
Yeah.
Tony, tell me about your experience with FreeFit.
It's a different environment from the gym, meeting heaps of people. I don't know, I really like it. It's a lot of fun, and I met my darling here.
It is a little bit of a love story, isn't it? But tell me, why did you start coming to FreeFit?
I just love training, so I came down to try something different and get out of the walls of the gym. Met some friends down here, and yeah, I just really love it.
So the girls that come through, or the girls or boys that come through, how are they finding the training session?
Inspiring. They're looking for something to put them back on track, and they don't feel confident to go into a gym, so they can come here and feel safe and
Very nice, and have fun, like you said. Free though. Free. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think this is my way of sort of contributing back to the community. I think, heck, I'm passionate about training. It started off with me giving some time back to help others, my mates, and there was more interest from the community. So, it's only a few hours a week, and I've just seen the impact it has on helping others like these ones out here, so why not?
So how many numbers do you usually have in your class?
Okay, it ranges. So I've had times where there's only been about 4 people to 40 people. So we've got a Facebook page with over 700, and we encourage all of them to come down, but a lot of them have, other things that they're doing, like they're training with other good trainers around Rotorua. But yeah, just trying to motivate people, because we've taken away the barrier of cost, and we've provided a location, so why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I can see that FreeFit outside would work during the summer months, but what are we looking at for winter months?
Okay, so what we did last year was, obviously we ran our course as it got darker. What we did was we approached certain gyms around the community and asked them if they would invite our team into a gym to do a 1-hour session with them, and out of that we would promote them on our page, and also they may get members from that. So that's sort of like a community development thing that spans off our FreeFit.
And so where's the future direction of FreeFit heading?
Okay, well, the goal has always been to take it into every community in Rotorua. So we've got the lakefront where we train central. We've got other communities like Nongataha, Western Heights, Kotu, Fordlands. So it'd be so cool to get people from that community who have a passion around health and fitness and have 3 hours a week to donate to their community and just run something like this. We've got bugger all resources, but we've just got passion and we just do it,
Absolutely. So you've just got passion, you just get out there and do it. What times do you come down here and what days?
Okay, so our training days are Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. We've just stuck to that time and those days. They work for myself with my schedule as well. And we invite everyone to come down.
Very nice. Well, there you have it, Rotorua community. Look, free fitness classes down here. That's one barrier taken away. The other barrier lies with you. Come down 7 o'clock Tuesdays and Friday night, and come talk to the team down here at FreeFit. But check out their Facebook page, FreeFit Rotorua. I tell you what, Rotorua, if I can do it, you can do it.
So whānau, looks like it might be time for a bit of free fit with Warren Tumarai and Tony Childs. They were talking there to the very active looking Melanie Groves. If you have news that you'd like to share, please contact the station on 0734 88984 or email news@tvirotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. From all the team here at City News, for Mārie.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Trade Central.